Hi, everyone. Welcome to class. So before we start, I'm just going to make sure that everybody is here. So we have Kelsey, Grace, Jacob, and Rick. All right, so we're all set. All right, so today we are going to be talking about independent and dependent variables. And you may have heard of these before, but we're going to go over them again just because it provides a really good foundation for other things we're going to be doing. So before we dive into the whole independent dependent thing, first we need to understand what a variable is in the first place. And so I'm going to start screen sharing. Can you guys see that? Okay. So what is a variable? So in its simplest terms, a variable is anything that changes. And this can be, your height, it could be the temperature in a room, it can be how much you slept last night, it can be so many different things. It's just anything that changes, and they can change in a lot of different ways. And something that we're going to go into in just a minute is that changing one variable can cause another variable to change. And this is present in everyday life. So for example, if I get off the couch and I go for a run, I will feel tired. And so we really have two changes here that are going on. First, we have the change where I decide to get off the couch and go for a run. And then we have the change in how I feel, where I decide after I go for a run, I wind up feeling tired. And so can someone tell us which change caused the other one in this scenario? Rick.
I think that choosing to get off the couch and go on a run probably made us feel tired.
Yeah. And why is it not reversed? Why is it not that I felt tired and so I decided to go for a run? Can someone answer that question? Maybe Kelsey. Oh, Grace. Yeah, sure.
Because the tiredness is the effect of the run, and the run is the cause, and you can't reverse the two.
Yeah, exactly. So a scientific term for cause and effect is independent and dependent variable. And here we have them color coded up here. So independent is a term we hear a lot. For example, like if your teacher is telling you to do some independent reading or to do your work independently, that means to do it by yourself without leaning on someone else for help or without depending on somebody else. And you guys may have heard of Mentos and Coke experiment before. Have any of you guys heard of that? Yeah, so for those who maybe aren't so familiar, you have a large bottle of soda and you have Mentos, and you put the candy into the bottle and you see a big explosion. And it's a very instantaneous thing, and it's easier to see what is the cause and what is the effect, or what is the independent of what is a dependent variable. So can someone tell me in that scenario, what is the independent variable? Kelsey.
The Mentos changing and going into the Coke.
Yeah, exactly. And what is the dependent variable?
The big explosion.
Exactly. And so another way that we could change this is to change the independent variable by maybe adding 1 Mento to a bottle and 5 Mentos to another bottle. And that can bring up a whole different effect, or the dependent variable, which might be how high of an explosion we see. So the main takeaway here is that without the independent variable, you wouldn't see any change in the dependent variable. So the independent variable causes a change in that dependent variable, and the dependent variable cannot cause a change in the independent variable. So, if I, like back to our first example, if I'm tired, that's not going to cause me to go on a run. And so here's an easy way to remember this together. And I'm going to say it, and then you guys are going to echo it back to me, and we'll do it a couple times. Is I've caused Dave to change his plans. Can you guys repeat that back to me?
I've caused
I've
Dave
Dave to change his plans.
Yeah, awesome. And so we see the I've has, if you notice, I've has IV in it, stands for independent variable. And Dave has DV in it, stands for dependent variable. And I am causing Dave to change his plans. So the independent variable is causing that dependent variable, which is Dave's plans changing. So let's repeat it one more time. I've caused Dave to change his plans. And we can say it all together. I've caused
Caused
Dave
Dave to change his plans.
All right. Thank you guys so much. We'll go over this in the future. And unless anyone has any questions, I'm going to stop screen sharing. Unless anybody has any questions, I think we are all set.